Hello YouTubers, so Jonathan here. I've been on all of the other platforms just basically drumming up business for right here for tonight's tutorial, and I thought I may as well come here and see you guys ahead of actually live, before the live premiere this evening. I don't know whether that will spoil the algorithms on tonight's tutorial, but hey ho, it is what it is. Forgive the way that I'm dressed. I've been fixing up the house. I've been doing some renovating on some wooden windows. Outside the property we had some rot, and I've had to dig the rot out, splice in a new piece of wood, fill sand, paint. So I'm halfway through painting. Need some drying time because we've also got windows that are not just white, they're white and black. Long story. You'll see that in my future documentary that I'm going to do for a little bit of knowledge about who I am and our home and the last 10 years of chalk painting. So, hello David. Hi, people coming on. Yeah, lots of people jumping on now. Right. It's just a talky one. I'm just here to talk and kind of get you enthusiastic about tonight's, or might be daytime for you. Hello Laura. About the live premiere tonight. It's not, you might have already seen it flick up. It's not actually a furniture project. I was just too busy this week, and it was a nice relaxing thing to do for about an hour and a half. That it took me to sit down and film this tutorial. So it's allowed me a little bit more time to work on the house, but nevertheless, I think this is a great tutorial. So it's all about colour mixing. It was inspired by a few of you guys that actually came to me and you know, when I asked you to ask me some questions so I could do the documentary. And one of the repeat questions was, which few cans of chalk paint would you buy for great colour mixes? And there is no simple answer to that. So, and I think I discussed this in tonight's tutorial, there is no simple answer for which, other than it's your choice, and it depends on how few, if it's just 2 cans, 3 cans, 4 cans, 5 cans, 6 cans, you may already have some of the colours that I use. Of course, Annie's paint is one of the world's greatest chalk paints that you can mix so many colours. It's really, really good. All of the pigments are so good in Annie's paint to get all the other shades of colours and hues, different hues, which we'll talk about in that tutorial. So effectively, that's why I'm here, just to say, I hope you are all there. It is, yeah. It is, Laura. It's just the best for mixing colours. Now, I've got to say, I am not formally trained. I'm in any artwork or my painting skills. The only way I have learnt how to mix colours is 10 years of using Annie's paint. Of course, you build up a lot of knowledge just from using it and learning along the way. But what I've done is try to break it down my very own way, in my own words. So forgive me if you are trained and I say something that doesn't make sense, and I'm just hoping it comes across as making sense on the tutorial. I've not even been trained by Annie. I know many of Annie's stockists are fully colour trained when they go to meet Annie. So forgive me, stockists, if you're watching and I slightly encourage something slightly different. So that is important to me. But what I would say, stockist, if you're watching and you enjoy the tutorial, please share after the premiere, share it to your relevant business pages, because I think what's really useful to a stockist is if they're seeing something like colour mixing, their customers that will be following them, if they're watching me colour mix, they're likely to maybe think slightly different on their colour choices, and some of those tins of paint that might be sat on your shelf that are not as popular as other cans, you might just get a few purchases from that. So please share away if you're a stockist. I think the more knowledge that we can put out there, it helps all of us. It helps me as a creative, because obviously more views to my channel is better for me, and obviously it'll help encourage customers on your platforms to just think out of the box a little bit, just slightly do it a little bit different. So I don't know where the camera is. Which side is it? It's this side, I think. I'm looking kind of that way. Yeah, so please do share away. And even if you're not a stockist, you just inspire somebody just to go with some colours that they might not have chosen, because there's so many other colours that you can make from them. I have decided to go with 6 colours and 1 white. Now that sounds a lot. You don't necessarily have to have all 6 colours. I'll explain that as we go through. You probably, to help out, the primary colours are the best. So obviously red, yellow and blue are the primary colours. And then you can make so many other colours from those. And of course, Annie has lots of choice of red, yellow and blue. She specifically made those colours with other tints in them, other pigments, because she's refined the colour palette to be what she wants, so that when we buy a can of paint, we have got a ready-made colour anyway. So it's not as true as probably oil paint, because Annie's created us some amazing shades. So hello, Gemma. So it is slightly different to as if you was using raw pigment or oil paint, but it nevertheless, you can create so many wonderful shades. And I'm just hoping it will demystify a little bit of how to use Annie's chalk paint to create hundreds of colours. Hey, Jonathan, wish you could find a stockist in my area. There is no one, unfortunately. There is not. I presume there is no stockist close to you. That is a shame, and I think that is due to, I think stockists are struggling after we've had the pandemic. Lots of stockist high street shops are struggling to survive the world that we are. I think if you haven't got a stockist, I think if you go on Annie Sloan, www.anniesloan.com, I think, depending where you are in the world, I'm pretty sure that they'll deliver straight to door now. I'm sure if you want to purchase Annie's paint, they will deliver straight to your door. But I do encourage, if you have, there's also a stockist finder. I do encourage that if you have, hi, Jonathan from Australia. Hi, Australia. If you do have an Annie Sloan stockist close by, do go with, because you'll find in their stores, there won't just be Annie's paint. There'll be many other things, and supporting local business is really, really, really important. Otherwise, we'll lose those lovely, lovely artisan shops. And of course, they are all very creative and they do their own workshops. So if you cannot come to one of my workshops or an online workshop, you will have a workshop within. They all do wonderful workshops. So yeah, big shout out to the stockist. If you're watching this or you're going to watch the premiere, share away. It's just circular. It's going to help everybody. The passion for chalk paint is massive, and we want the world to see how much we all love it. So please do that. This live is much better than my other lives that I've just done. I was stumbling over my words. I don't know why. I think maybe I'm more comfortable with you guys on YouTube now. I don't know. It's weird. Or that I'm probably just warmed up because I've just said this about 6 times already. Anyway, yeah, share away. Let's make this one. I must say a big thank you to you guys for being present for 2 hours, 11 minutes last week. We had 200 of you there at the height watching last week's tutorial, and it's just kept on going. We've now had 22,000 people watch that tutorial, and that is down to you guys. All of the likes, the shares, the thumbs up, the comments, all of that stuff that you do that makes that video do well. I am truly grateful. It really did work. Hi, Jonathan. You have a big hair hanging. Oh, yeah, that's a lily hair. Is it there? Ah, thank you. It's white. It's Lily's. Lily, in my previous She's gone out now, but in my previous live, she came through up here and brushed past me. Thank you for that. You can see really well on these cameras, can't you? Yes. Any other questions before I go? Because let me keep hold of this. I have to order mine directly from Annie Sloan because there is no stockist. Right. Yeah. So it can happen. So you can order direct. I think that's a fairly new thing. I think as stockists have come fewer and far between, sadly. Thank you. Oh God, these go too quick. Sorry, guys. Yeah, the stock is a few and far between. I think it's needed to happen. So you can, I know America and most of Europe, you can buy direct from anniesloan.com and it will be delivered. Hello, Pamela. Hello. So yeah, be there tonight. We'll have another party. Hopefully we'll have lots of numbers. It's an hour and 20. It's a long one because colour mixing, you can go on and on and on. And I just kept on going until I'd almost run out of paper. And I really hope that you enjoy it because you can get some smashing colours, absolute smashing colours. So you may already have that one can of paint that you've used once and you can't find the right project to place it on. You may have that sat on your shelf and you might have to add another couple of colours and then bish bash bosh, you've got a whole array of other shades and shades that are very similar to colours that are on Annie's colour chart. Also, I did cover off colours that were have now been shelved for a little while. So one of which was Lem Lem and the other one is Henrietta. They're no longer on Annie's colour chart, but you can create them from all of the other colours. I thought we were going to say, hang on, ran out of paint. I thought you was going to say you ran out of paint. Ooh, no, I've not run out of paint. If you are running low on certain colours though, mixing is the way to go. You can mix lots of new paint. And also, sometimes, you know, I mix lots of colours. I'll leave them all to one side in little tubs and then I'll do a colour dump. And this might help you on your choices, whether you want a warm shade or a cool shade, and you can just add them all together to get a unique colour and use that paint. We don't want any waste. Every drop of that paint from that can needs to be used. So even if you've got a little tiny bit at the bottom, you can add it slightly, a little touch of that just to change and make a completely different colour. I am going. I've had a long day and I've still got a bit more painting to do outside. I promise I will share some of the interior stuff. I started the documentary, guys, for you guys to see a little bit about my last 10 years with chalk paint and my personal life. I am going to go through some of those questions that you asked. This was one of them, colour mixing. I have Annie Sloan Chateau Grey that I haven't used yet. It's a gorgeous colour. And actually on my colour mixing, if you haven't got Chateau Grey, I do mix a couple of tones that are very close to Chateau Grey from just 6 colours, which Chateau Grey was not one of those colours that I started with. So yes, you can create many colours from just 6 or 7 cans of paint. Even if the little tester pots, you can make them the ones that you add in to get all of those other colours. I'm rambling. I've got to go back outside and do a little bit more painting on the window frame. I have to say, I started, where is this camera? Is it this side? It is this side. I'm looking that way. It's this side. It's there. I have to say, I did start I started my documentary and I started with just telling my story in front of the camera, and I didn't realise what a tough last 10 years that I've had. So I've also incorporated our personal life and it was quite emotionally draining. So I pulled away from it for a little while. I need to, and of course, you don't want to see everything that's emotional. I need to put more in about my painting and the joyful things that chalk paint has brung me over the years and kept me going. So I've got to find that and piece that together, as well as give you a little bit of a tour of the house, just so that I don't have you all in tears at the end of my documentary. Hello from Hungary. Thank you for joining, Trudy. It's nice to see you. Vintage Twist, that's a great name. I presume you're a shop or a stockist from Canada. It's gone. The comments go too quick. Anyway, I'm going to tune out. I'll endeavour to see many of you this evening at 7:30 UK time. You can correct me if I'm wrong. It's normally 2:30 EST. But I think our clocks have changed back, so it could be 1:30. I'm on YouTube. Ooh, right, I'm going to look for you. Right, I'm going. I will see you tonight for the party. It is a calm one. It's relaxing, mixing colours. It is a really calm one. So you can talk amongst you and just watch some real great colour mixes. See you this afternoon, Jonathan. I will see you there. Thank you, and I will see you all very soon. I'll be watching. See you soon. Take care.